Good afternoon, welcome to my channel. This is Amanda the Stitching Panda and this is a channel about cross stitch. It is 20 to 2 on Wednesday the 22nd 2025. Lots of twos today. And as I say that, the clock just ticked 22 seconds. Oh, yes, there we go, and we're off. I like number patterns like that. Not that I can math, I really can't do maths at all, but yeah, okay, cross stitch, we're here for cross stitch. Whew. So welcome. I hope that you've all had a good fortnight. Welcome back to any existing subscribers. Golden points once again to you guys for sticking with me. And welcome to, I've had a couple of new subscribers. We're edging closer to 500. When we get to 500, well, when we get to probably about 504, when I'm sure it's not going to dip back down again, excuse me, I'll do a giveaway. But I think it might be a little while. So yeah, if you've just randomly come across me, I hope you like what you see and you consider subscribing and doing all that kind of YouTube stuffs. What else? Is that all I normally say? I don't know. It's been 2 weeks since I did the last one, so I will explain why I'm here on this Wednesday when I said I wasn't going to be here on this Wednesday, but I'll do that in the live thing. So yeah, that'll be at the end for anyone that's interested. So I'm in the pandas again. It's not deliberate, it's just I will try to wear something different next time, but we'll see. So let's get going. I've got no finishes this time. I've got one new start and I have completed all of my prompts and things. So the prompts that I do is the Magazine Monthly Challenge, that's on Facebook, and Adelaide Stitches, again Facebook, and the I Spy from Laura at Stitching by the Shore. She has a Facebook group, but she also puts the prompts on her YouTube channel. So yeah, let's get going through the pile. I think I've got 9 here to show you today. So we will start with the very first one. Now this one gave me issues. It is the Sassy Girl Pandemic sampler. I picked this up on the afternoon after I did my last video. I made my decision on what way I was going to go. And I thought I'll do the top border. 99 stitches, no, 94 stitches later, I stitched more than that, but I unpicked so many. I think I unpicked them half of that amount twice and restitched it because I kept on getting the same part of the border wrong. I think I stitched it 3 times in total. So, and it is this bit here, you see where it goes up and across and down, I kept on putting these bits the wrong way. So, and I'd have to go all the way back again, and oh my god, it was just... But I went back to it. I gave up on that day and moved on to something else. But I went back to it on the Saturday evening after I'd got back home from being down south, and I thought, no, 94's not enough. I'm going back to it. And I managed to overcome the blip and got in 466 in total. So, and that basically is what it is. So I'm working my way across, as you can see. This is a piece of 20 count coffee dyed or tea dyed or both dyed by myself, and I'm doing partly the called for colours and partly some out of my stash, just whatever I've got. Like for instance, in the border I'm using this one here, which is a Carrie's Creation Crimson. So yes, that did give me issues, but I'm glad I went back to it and didn't leave it at that, because that's the danger, isn't it, that it ends up going into time out. So I didn't do that. I managed to keep going with it. So that was used, sorry, I've put it away now, and that was used for the Magazine Monthly Challenge, for the G in Engage, and the I Spy project for something with at least 10 motifs, and that has a lot. So that was what I used that one for. Next I have this one, which is from Flossie Fox Shop, Springtime Magic. It's very cute. I think they call it pixel art, is it, kind of? I'm doing this on a piece of fabric that I dyed myself, 14 count Aida. There are unique alterations in this, i.e. I've made the odd mistake here and there, but I'm going with it. So I did, how many did I do? 388 stitches on this, which was basically the dragon's wings and filling in the dragon. This was for an I Spy prompt where it was a wavy shape, and it might be slightly, but the dragon's kind of wavy. So yeah, it's wavy-ish. For me, it's wavy enough to have qualified it. So that was that one. Then, sorry, just water. Good old council pop. Then I did, oh, I'll need my folder for this, and I've remembered to bring it over this time. Then I did Teddy Bear Tree, first one. This is now my oldest full coverage, I believe. And this fit the prompt for all the prompts. It was for the I Spy, a letter B, because Teddy Bear. Adelaide Stitches for the T in October for Teddy. And in Magazine Monthly Challenge, it fitted the G in Engage because Donna Gelsinger. So yay! This is disgustingly dirty, but it'll be going through the wash when it's done anyway. So I did, wait till you find out how many I did on this. And I spent all day, basically. I think it was the Sunday that I spent all day on it. I got 1,343 stitches. And it's full cross. It's 2 over 1 on 18 count. Ooh. And it was basically because it was a lot of this. Big blocks of colour. But as you can see, we're getting down into some more of the confetti now because we're getting into the tree bit. But yeah, I was well pleased with that. I was proper on a roll that day. And this is it in its entirety. So yeah, we're getting now closer and closer to where the confetti bit is in the middle there. It is quite... So... And I've not made my decision yet on what will come out and be a focus for when I've finished with my Wowie piece. But I think that one is the one that's technically speaking furthest along. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do, because none of them now are close enough that I can realistically get a finish anytime soon. So... not sure. I'm still pondering on that. I've got a while to ponder. So next up was, and I'll have to get my iPad out to show you the bit. It was the Lammas from the Witchy Stitcher, the Sabbat bundle, I think it's called. And this was picked because Magazine Monthly Challenge and Adelaide Stitches both had the letter E. And, oh dear, it has ears of corn on it. So I was quite pleased with that, because I'm normally not very good at kind of thinking outside the box kind of thing. But so I was pleased that I managed to come up with that. So here we go. This is being stitched on a piece of kind of like just a beigey, dark beigey sandy colour. 16 count, I think. And that's what I got done. So I basically did that there. Not the words, because I'd done the words. It took 575 stitches, but I did all this. I think that's meant to be like a corn thing. Not a corn dolly, because it's not a dolly shape, but it's like a pentagram, I think, is it? Yeah. And it's, yeah, I think that's what it is anyway. So yeah, very pleased with the progress I got on that. So next up was Red Queen, Red Dragon. Wherever she has gone in here. There she is. And this was for the Magazine Monthly Challenge for the A. So it's by Elena Lazareva. And I got 368 stitches in this. This is being done on a piece of 20 count 1/1 full cross. And that's what I got done. That there is whatever number I said, 300 and something, and that's it so far. So as you can see, we've got the top of the headdress, and there's quite a bit of confetti in the background of this. Not massive confetti, but as you can see, bits and pieces. But I think there's block colours once you get out of the background. But the background's looking so good. And I'm very pleased with the coverage on that one for being 1/1. Then I stitched on, the one that I call Narnia Cottage. It's not that, it's actually just called Cottage, and it's from Charting Creations. Artwork by the McNeil Studio. But I call it Narnia Cottage because snow and the Mr. Tumnus's lamppost there. That's what I think of every time I see those types of lampposts. Mr. Tumnus waiting at that lamppost. So yeah. So I got 435 stitches in on this, and this was for the Adelaide Stitches one, and it was for the letter C in October. This is being done on a piece of 18 count, so it's 2/1 full cross, and oh God, it's a big one, this one. There's a lot of fabric to wrangle on this one. That was what I got done, and this is how far we are. So yeah, as you can see, there is an awful lot of 3865 in this project. A lot. So that was that one. So next up was the I Spy challenge, which was something tricky to stitch. Well, it could only be one thing really. So yes, Saga came out. It did. Everyone knows what Saga looks like from Long Dog Sampler. Huge. I got 366 stitches in it. I was very pleased with my progress because I got the top half of the first page done. So now I feel like I'm in a place to, you know. It's being done on a piece of 20 count Aida that I hand dyed myself, and it's Crazy Pants. It's Crazy Pants, but once all the black's covering it, I'm sure it'll be fine. So there we go. So I'll come down and I'll finish that page, and then I'll move across and I'll just work my way down again. So I think I've hit the rhythm with this one now, so I'm pleased about that. Because I was kind of, I like to have a path of where, like, I know where I'm going with whatever I'm stitching, even if I'm not stitching like when I stitch a Mirabilia, for instance, and I start in the middle, I still like to, right, I'm doing this chunk that will lead onto this chunk kind of thing. Then I have stitched on my Wooey piece, which is my focus until it's finished. But it was also for the R in Adelaide's across stick, which is robin, because it's got a robin in it. And this is what it will look like. There is said robin. This is Wooey, who is my little angel boy. He's no longer with me, but he is in spirit. And it's been done in memory of him. And I have got so far 2,478 stitches in on him. So I've finished the 2 column here, and I'm now working on the next 2 column. And what I was thinking was, because at the minute I do seem to be able to get the 4 columns done in a month and still be able to do everything else. So what I'm thinking is, there is enough that if I like divide it up, there's November, December and January, and then February would be a 3 column. So it's possible I could get this done in February. So that might be what we are aiming for, a February finish, which would be very appropriate as February is Valentine's Day and you get so much unconditional love from a dog, and what more could anybody want? And that's certainly what I got from my boy. So what have I done? Oh no, the bag is in the thing. It's not there because I'm still working on that. So the final piece I have to show you was my new start. It was my birthday start. I didn't get as many stitches on it as I had hoped I would, because we were out all day, so I only had a couple of hours at night, and I had to get, getting into position, and because of the way I'm going to stitch this, again, I like to have a plan. And for this one, I saw Dina. She was half stitch, cross stitch, but she's now sit, stay, stitch here on Floss Tube. So she did this as her birthday start. Was it last year or the year before? And I noticed that she's done a bit and a bit and a bit and a bit, so that they're all in position. So I thought, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to count up, because I always go from right to left. I think, is that right? I think. The opposite to most other people. And I'm going to go, I'm doing autumn first, which actually I've just realised we're in autumn. My birthday's in autumn, so of course I'd start on autumn, wouldn't I? There we go. I did that without even realising it. So I'm going to do all of the background basically and leave the dress. All of the background, leave the dress, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll go back in and I'll do each dress. So yeah. I bought myself the bead pack last year for my birthday last year. This is a piece of Coffee Craft fabric, hand dyed. They don't have names, and it is a 16 count. And I got the grand sum of 190 stitches. I could have started with the Karen Water Lilies, but I didn't want to. I wanted to just start with the main colour. So that's what I did. Hence why there's all these, because this is where the Karen Water Lilies colours are. So it's not much, but it started. Yeah. And this was also, not only was it my birthday start, but it was my I Spy Something That Is a Treat to Stitch. Well, it was my birthday treat to myself, having a new start. So, yeah. So that's that. That's everything. Oh, my pile's going to fall over. So in total, I got 6,609 stitches, which is not as much as I've had in the past. But, you know, that will all come in life update. So why it isn't as much. So what else? We're on the 22nd, so when we come back, it'll be into November. Can't adjust. So for this next week and a couple of days, I'll just be working on my woolly piece and whatever takes my fancy to work on. Because I've finished all the prompts and everything. I will be getting myself organised for the prompts when they all come out. I think Magazine Monthly Challenge is out already. And I'm going to presume that Adelaide Stitches one will be November, because she's used the months so far. So I'm presuming that. So yeah, I'm just going to stitch up what I want when I want kind of thing for the next week and a bit. I am thinking about my plans for next year. I have made my decision on my freebie new starts. I've pulled them out. When I went through my box, I have got a lot of Disney freebies out of magazines, and I'm going to do a Disney theme next year. I've got 12 of them, and I am going to put them all into envelopes and do just the same as I did this year, a random pick. So yeah, it's going to be Disney themed for next year. I'll still continue on, I think, with the prompts because I'm still enjoying that. I'll continue on with my focus on my woolly piece. I'm umming and ahhing on whether I do Whip Go again next year. I'm not sure. I'm umming and ahhing on whether I do the Christmas on the 25th of every month and the Dark 13 stitching, because that would get some stitches into my Halloween pieces. Maybe. So we'll see. I don't want to overwhelm myself and then feel like, oh. I am going to have 5 Christmas ornaments to do, and I think I've picked them out now. It's going to be Shannon Christine Designs for the kids next year, because I'm in her monthly subscription thing, where you pay, I think it comes out to £8 a month, and you get access to the, I think there's a main one, there's a Christmas one, a Halloween one, and possibly something else sometimes as well. Around 3 or 4 a month charts. So yeah, I'm not sure on whether I'll do Whip Girl or not. I might. So what else? So that's all the stitching content. I think I've no haul. So yeah, I think that's all the stitching content. I have listened to a couple of audiobooks from the Borrow Box. I listened to The Lost Apothecary from Sarah Penner, which I enjoyed. It was good. It kind of flips between the late 1700s and early 1800s to present day. It kind of flips backwards and forwards, but it was good. I enjoyed it. Then I listened to Dig Two Graves by Helen Durant, and that was a police detective crime drama type thing, but it was quite humorous as well in places, so I enjoyed that. Then I switched on to watching things instead of listening to things. Well, I suppose you could call it listening as well, because I'm not constantly watching because I'm stitching. So I watched one called Black Shore, which was an Irish crime drama. That was really good. There was 6 episodes in that. And then another one called Case Histories, which has Jason Isaacs, is it? He played Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potters. He's the private detective Manny in that, and that's set in Edinburgh. There's only 2 series of that though, and that was done in like 2011 I think, and 2012, so that's an old one. And I watched my usual floss tubers, so Nessa and Sharon and Laura and Emily and Katie and Dina and Sarah, Stitching Mummy, and all my usuals. I watched all my usuals. So yeah, so that's that. So on to life update. As you might remember, my last video, we were getting ready the next day to travel down to Leicester, which we did for my aunt's funeral. It was a good journey down. We got to see everybody while we were down there, and then travelled back on the Saturday, and it was a good journey back as well. So it was very quick. It was tiring, but everything went well, and you know. So then this last weekend, well, it was my birthday was on Sunday, but I had Friday, we went over to see Rach and the boys and had lunch with them and Scott, her husband, before he had to go off to work. So we had lunch there and got to see the boys and everything. So I had a kind of an early start to my birthday weekend. And then Saturday we had the girls for a sleepover, because we have them every other week, and it was the week that for their sleepover, so we did that. And then we went over, when we dropped them off, we were staying for the afternoon, and and having dinner there. So it was lovely. Really, really nice weekend. So I thought, well, why not? When you're 57, why not have a full birthday weekend? That's what I did. So, but yeah, it was really good. It was mine and Tom's 40th anniversary on Monday. And this week I am off work for the week, so it's a nice relaxed week for me. And we were going to be going out for the day today, just on a road trip somewhere. But he's self-employed, and there's a big job that he's got, and we were just waiting on when he would be able to start it. And as is typical, this is the week that they get to start. It's like, oh. But that's the nature of being self-employed. You take it when you get it. So I said to he was like, I'll still take the day off. And I was like, it's fine. We'll do it another time. It's, you know, it is what it is. You can't help it. So we'll just wait and do it at some other point. So yeah. So is that everything? Is that all the stuffs to tell you? I think it probably is. I think. So I will be back on the, now what will it be? If that's the, it'll be the, is that Friday? Yeah. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I think it'll be the 5th. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Well, remember, because it's the 5th of November is when I'll be back. I'll be back on bonfire night. Woo! Although most places are having their bonfire things on the 1st, I believe, because that's a Saturday. So I know the one in Elgin is anyway, so because I think we're going along with the kids. So yeah. So yeah. So that's that. That's it for another fortnight. So let's see what we can get done in the next fortnight. Hopefully more than the 6,000, because yeah, there's nothing I can think of that is majorly planned for the next couple of weeks. So I should get plenty stitching time in. So I will finish there. I hope that everything is going wonderfully well wherever you are in the world, and that you and yours are keeping safe and well. I hope you're getting to get all the stitches in that you want, and that life is treating you absolutely brilliantly. That's what I hope. And I will see you in 2 weeks' time. So happy stitching, everybody. Bye for now.